Hello, everyone. Welcome to TD Board Gamers. My name is Dave,
And I'm Dirk.
and today we're going to take a look at the fourth investigator for the Arkham Horror Chapter 2 core set. This is Dexter Drake, the Mystic, or also known as...
See, Ricky, watch me pull a rabbit out of my eye. He's a magician.
Okay. All right, so let's take a look at Dexter.
All right, I'll show you real magic. After finding scraps of the dangerous and mysterious Necronomicon while fighting in the Great War, Dexter Drake wasted no small effort in hunting down and translating more pages. At first, his goal was to keep its evil contained. However, his curiosity drove him to delve deeper into the profane text, tempted by the promise of true magic. Dexter is sure he has what it takes to decode the text. He proved his courage in the war and his resourcefulness on stage as a magician. But true magic comes at a cost. Will he prove his mastery over the arcane, or will the arcane overpower him?
All right, so Dexter Drake, the magician, he's a performer sorcerer. He's got 5 will, 2 intellect, 2 combat, 3 agility. As a reaction, after you play an asset, either return another non-story asset you control to your hand or play a different asset from your hand, paying its cost, limit once per round. So this is actually kind of nice way, if you've used up all the charges or almost used up all the charges on something to get it back, just replenish the charges. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Elder Sign, the effect is +1. You may return a non-story asset to your location at your that's right. You may return a non-story asset at your location to its owner's hand. Physical 6 and sanity 8.
All right, so back in October, we revealed the new core set for Arkham Horror, the card game, which heralds the beginning of an era we're referring to as Chapter 2. With that new core set comes a set of 5 core investigators, and the last but not least of those 5 is Dexter Drake.
Okay. Returning to the stage as the new core's Mystic Investigator, Dexter's new approach to investigation has echoes of his original asset discarding playstyle, but takes a fresh and versatile spin. His innate ability triggers after you play an asset of any type, allowing you to either bounce another asset back into your hand or play a second asset as part of the same action. Right off the bat, this grants Dexter some handy flexibility, allowing him to get 2 cards out at once or refresh a depleted asset by returning it to his hand and then playing it again. Any asset with limited uses, such as Cosmic Flames with its 3 charges or the Cloak of Residence with its 3 sanity, can suddenly have a lot more staying power when Dexter can refresh it on a whim. And it can also allow you to pull some pretty impressive sequences, especially when you take the discount from Dexter's signature event for my next trick. Into account. All right, so Cosmic Flame here.
All right, so the Cosmic Flame is a 3-cost asset. It provides a strength, but it's a spell with 3 charges. And as a fight action, you use your willpower, and if you succeed, you may spend a charge to deal +1 damage for this attack. If you reveal a skull token during the test, remove 1 charge from the flame. If you cannot take a damage, and discard the card.
Okay, so as long as you don't draw a skull, you don't use a charge. Unless you want the extra +1 damage.
Yeah, if you succeed, you can spend it to get the +1. So I guess you don't need to.
Yeah. So you just want to do 1 damage.
Yeah, so that's actually cool though, because it allows him to use his willpower instead of his fight, which is substantially.
Well, this is like the new shriveling.
Yeah,
probably. All right, Cloak of Residence, 3-cost asset, will, skill, item, clothing, alchemy, reaction. When horror is placed on the Cloak of Residence, exhaust it, deal 1 damage to an enemy at your location, takes up the body slot, and it has 3 sanity.
Oh, that's actually kind of cool. I like that. It bounces the horror back.
Yeah, it like transforms the horror into damage.
I like it. All right, and then we have for my next trick. So it's a 0-cost event. It provides willpower, agility, and a wild. It's a spell trick. Can only be in Dexter's deck, but you search your deck for a spell or item asset and play it, reducing its cost by 2. The action does not provoke attacks of opportunity. That is sweet.
That is pretty good. All right. Yeah, then we got Jim Culver, who's ally now, instead of an investigator, I guess. 4 cost asset, will. Ally performer, you get +1 will as a reaction after you take damage and or horror. Exhaust Jim Culver to draw a card, and he provides 2 and 2 and takes up the ally slot.
And then we've got Second Sight, which is a 4-cost asset that provides intellect. And as it's a spell that uses 3 charges, you can investigate using your willpower. If you succeed, you may spend 1 charge to discover an additional clue at your location. And if you reveal occultist token during the test, remove a charge from it. And if not, you'll take a horror and discard the card. And this one will take up an arcane slot.
That's interesting where it's all based on the luck of the token you draw.
Yeah.
That's kind of interesting. All right. For example, say you have Jim Culver and a Lucky Charm in play to help you soak some hits. With the ability on the Lucky Charm, you can spend some charges to move a damage and a horror off of Dexter and onto Jim. Then you can use For My Next Trick to search for and play Second Sight for just 2 resources, allowing you to bounce Jim Culver back into your hand, which removes the damage and horror from him. Then on your next action, if you have the resources, you can play Jim Culver again, fully healed and ready to soak more hits for you. Or alternatively, you could have chosen to bounce the Lucky Charm instead, which would let you to replay it to refresh its charges. Or you could bounce an asset with Doom on it, such as an asset you targeted for Will of the Cosmos, to clear that Doom without losing the card. Oh, that's kind of cool. It's like, I'll take the Doom because I'm just going to get rid of it. Ooh, that's kind of fun. All right.
All right, so the Lucky Charm is a 2-cost asset. It provides willpower. It's an item charm, and it's blessed. It uses 4 charges. And as a lightning action, you can spend a charge and exhaust it to move 1 damage or horror from a card at your location to a card you control. It provides 2 mental. It soaks 2 mental, and it is a accessory slot.
Okay. And we already went over Second Sight. Okay, so the Will of the Cosmos.
I like the artwork.
0-cost event. It's intellect. It's insight augury. Place 1 Doom on a player card you control. Then discover 1 clue at your location and 1 clue at another reveal.
Oh, I like that.
That's cool. And then you just turn around and bounce the card with the Doom back, especially if it's something that's got health or charges. Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, or of course, if you're doing it at the witching hour, then you just let it go. But
yeah.
All right, so by now it should be clear just how versatile Dexter's innate ability is. But the fact remains that he can only trigger it once per round. Not only that, but constantly bouncing your assets back to your hand can get expensive fast. Oh, yeah, definitely. Fortunately, Dexter has some other cards in his pre-built deck to help him navigate the dangers of the mythos. The event Premonition, for example, tells you the exact next token that will be revealed from the Chaos Bag, which can help Dexter decide what abilities are worth using and what resources are worth expending for a test he's about to make. Even if you know the outcome of the specific test, sometimes a treachery is just too nasty to deal with. In which case, the classic Ward of Protection is an invaluable tool. Oh, I'm glad to hear that one's coming back. Is an invaluable tool in an investigator's belt, trading a bit of horror for a moment of safety. In similar fashion, the skill card Soul Link can grant a powerful boost to any skill at the cost of horror, which remember you can heal up with Dexter's asset bouncing shenanigans. Finally, if Soul Link is available or somehow unavailable or somehow not enough, and you have a few extra resources to spend, Spiritual Intuition can power up Dexter's willpower or his combat skill as much as you need, which combos supremely well with Premonition.
Okay. So Premonition is a 0-cost event, provides an intellect and an agility. It's an augury. Fast, play during any lightning window. Put Premonition into play and seal a random token from the Chaos Bag on Premonition. Forced. When a token would be revealed from the Chaos Bag, resolve the token sealed here as if it was just revealed instead. Then release that token and discard Premonition.
Oh, so that can be really nice. But
right. And I could also...
just got to hope nothing comes up in between.
Well, that also could help another investigator too, conceivably, too.
Right. Then we've got the Ward of Protection, so that's the reprint. I love this card. It's a 1-cost event that provides a wild resource. It's a spirit spell. It's a fast action. You can play it when you draw a non-weakness treachery card. You cancel that card's revelation effect and take a horror. So yeah, that one hasn't changed.
Yep. So all those treacheries where you can take a horror, you can spin one and avoid the horror by taking a horror.
Yeah.
Then we got Soul Link. It's a skill, provides 3 wild, innate spell. As an additional cost to commit Soul Link, take 1 horror.
So this is a 2-cost asset. It provides a mental and a willpower and a strength. It's a talent. As a lightning action, you can spend a resource and you'll get +1 willpower for this skill test. 2 instead if it's for a spell or ritual. Or you can spend a lightning action and spend a resource, or as a lightning action, spend a resource, and you can get strength instead, or 2 if it's a spell or a ritual card.
Yeah.
So,
and again, these are I'm really liking these specific talents that each class has. I'm curious to see if they're going to continue the, like the upgraded version, where you can spend some XP to get better versions.
Or and then the better versions, like kind of the current versions, to where they come with 2 resources on them that refresh each turn.
Yeah, or they become permanent or something. There's a couple of fun little options. Okay, we'll get to that. All right. As you can see, the sky's the limit for this magician's trick, and his performance will only be grander over time. And speaking of tricks, veterans of Arkham Horror, the card game, may recall that the original version of Dexter Drake could include rogue cards in his deck, and this new version is no different. If you're curious about what sort of rogue cards you can find in Dexter's pre-built lab, be sure to check out our preview of Trish Scarborough and the rogue class from a few weeks back.
So purple and green, kind of like the Hulk.
Kind of. Especially with the purple pants.
All right, so the Necronomicon here. So this is going to be Dexter's signature weakness. It's an asset. It's an item, tome, cursed. It takes up an arcane slot. And as revelation, so you'll put it into play in your threat area, and it cannot leave play except by the action ability below. You cannot play assets or trigger abilities on other assets you control while it's out, so that sucks. And as an action, you can test willpower 5. If you succeed, you discard it. If you fail, you're going to shuffle it back into your deck and take a horror in the process.
Yep.
Because, it's a scary book.
Right. And I wonder what happened, because I thought Daisy had it before, so I'm kind of curious why she doesn't have it anymore.
Oh, Dexter had it at one point. I know that.
All right. Dexter Drake is a versatile investigator who can pull off some pretty impressive, dare we say, magical feats. But there's one...
How dare you?
I know. But there's one not so little snag that he will eventually have to deal with, the Necronomicon. The source of Dexter's power is also the biggest thorn in his side. As the book pops up now and again...
It's a pop-up book?
Yes.
Can you imagine that?
Boom.
Sorry.
As the book pops up now and again to remind him that every gift comes at a price, by forcing itself into play and preventing you from playing or using any other assets until you deal with it, and you can't bounce it with Dexter's ability. The cursed tome demands your undying attention whenever it appears in your hands. The book's price is something Dexter can't ignore if he wants to continue his work, and it will just keep coming back until he succeeds its test. Thankfully, with enough tools in his deck and enough friends at his side, Dexter can pull off the greatest tricks of all. Victory from the jaws of certain death.
So the house rule this one so that you also have to say the Latin phrase from Army of Dead?
No.
Oh, come on. That'd be so much fun.
But no, I was thinking the pop-up version of the Necronomicon is for little kids. It's my first Necronomicon.
All right.
For 3 to 5-year-olds.
All right, so mystical magic. With his versatile tricks and his dazzling magic, Dexter Drake is the shining example of what the Mystic class has to offer in Chapter 2 of Arkham Horror the card game. With that, we previewed all 5 classes and all 5 investigators from the new core set. Look forward to seeing more of what Chapter 2 has to offer as we count down to the new core set's release, March 20th.
So
2026.
So on show and tell, like in first grade, it could be like, watch the spells I can cast. I'll turn you into a frog. All right. Well, anyways, yeah. So Dexter, he's pretty cool. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. For Chapter 2.
So another thing that he could actually do though with his bounce and with the asset bounce, is he could, I mean, I know they're not the best weapons in the world, but he could take one of the road pistols and keep that thing, keep
Yeah.
ammunition for that thing too. That actually might be a kind of cool idea with him.
Yeah.
Give him a little bit of fighting ability if you're using him as kind of
What's his agility?
it's
Okay.
Yeah, it's not great, but
like that 1903 Hammerless we saw in Trish's article or something. Yeah. Yeah. Or if I don't know if they're going to have an article on some neutral cards. I'm kind of curious to see, what kind of neutral cards we're going to see in this, chapter 2. Because there's
so as long as they have emergency cash, we're probably going to be okay. If they don't have that one, it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
It's going to hurt.
Well, especially considering how much money he's going to be spending to replay those cards. All right. Well, anyways, so that was Dexter. Like Dirk said, it's coming in March, along with the other 4 investigators. So, and there's also a 3 scenario little mini campaign in the core box. So you got enough to kind of get going. It is going to replace the revised core as the new evergreen going forward for any campaigns that are after Drowned City. So
yeah, and anybody who's kind of played CCGs from like the start of them, and so in this case start of chapter 2, it can be a little bit painful at the very beginning because you've got a more limited pool of cards, but they'll keep getting better as it goes on. So that's good at least. But yeah, I am going to really miss some of the cards from the pool. So
well, you can still play.
Oh, and I only can still play them, but we don't want to take them to any official events or anything because I doubt too many of the events are going to go with the legacy style.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, anyways, thank you for watching, everyone. Please like and subscribe.
And if you want to see more content by us, go ahead and do a abracadabra on that little notification bell down there, and you'll get alerts whenever we post new videos. All right, see you.
Or just click on it.